Paramotor Z, a survival odyssey through the upcoming zombie apocalypse. Chapter 1. In the heart of the vast and untamed wilderness, where the whispers of adventure meld with the distant echoes of nature's symphony, a man named Benjamin Ben Thompson embarked on a solo paramotor expedition to explore the depths of Big Bend National Park. The allure of the uncharted, the desire to surrender himself to the majestic embrace of nature, had led him to this rugged terrain. For weeks, Ben had meticulously planned this expedition, poring over maps and weather forecasts, preparing himself for the challenges that lay ahead. The paramotor, a trusty steed of the skies, became an extension of his very being, an instrument through which he could traverse the skies and immerse himself in the beauty of the untouched landscape. As Ben set foot in the sun-kissed terrain of Big Bend National Park, a surge of exhilaration coursed through his veins. The scent of adventure hung heavy in the air, mingling with the fragrant symphony of the wild. It was a sanctuary of rugged beauty, a land of towering cliffs, sweeping canyons, and sprawling desert vistas that seemed to stretch to infinity. Meanwhile, on the other side of the continent, Ben's wife, Catherine, and their son, James, had made their own plans for rejuvenation amidst nature's embrace. They had chosen Tatoga, a serene retreat nestled amidst the majestic landscape of British Columbia, as their destination, a place where they could bask in the serenity of the mountains and the tranquility of the lakes. With smiles and warm embraces, they bid farewell to Ben, each filled with anticipation for the adventures that awaited them. It was meant to be a 2-week separation, a temporary sojourn into nature's loving embrace, as they sought renewal and inspiration. In Tatoga, in the northernmost reaches of British Columbia, almost 3,000 miles from Bend in Texas, Catherine and James found themselves greeted by nature's grandeur, a world adorned with lush forests, pristine waters, and a serenity that seemed to permeate every breath. The air carried a crispness that invigorated their spirits, and the mountains stood tall as guardians of this serene sanctuary. Catherine, her soul awakened by the beauty surrounding her, embarked on hikes that led her to hidden waterfalls and panoramic vistas. James, a bundle of youthful energy, reveled in the thrill of exploring the forests and immersing himself in the playful dance of sunlight filtering through the towering pines. As the days unfolded, both Ben and Catherine found solace and inspiration in their respective journeys. In the depths of Big Bend, Ben soared through the skies, his paramotor carrying him to breathtaking heights, granting him a unique perspective of the rugged landscape below. Every twist and turn, every gust of wind that caressed his face, brought him closer to the untamed heart of the wilderness. In Tatoga, Catherine's spirit blossomed amidst the serenity of the mountains. She marveled at the reflection of the clear azure skies in the tranquil lakes, finding solace in the symphony of nature's subtle harmonies. She felt her cares and worries melt away, replaced by a sense of inner peace and connection to the natural world. As the days passed, the experience deepened for both Ben and Catherine. Each had embarked on their own transformative journey, drawn by the raw power and beauty of the natural world. And so, in those blissful moments, as Ben soared through the skies of Big Bend National Park and Catherine immersed herself in the serenity of Tatoga, they stood united in spirit. Chapter 2. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm orange glow over the rugged terrain, Ben touched down with his paramotor near a picturesque vista. The beauty of the scene filled his heart with tranquility, momentarily shielding him from the encroaching darkness that lurked just beyond the fringes of his consciousness. But his respite was shattered as his gaze fell upon an RV nestled amidst the trees, its presence an anomaly in this serene landscape. A sense of unease settled upon him, amplified by the blood-streaked windows that tainted its facade. A foreboding hush seemed to linger, as if the very air held its breath in anticipation of the impending horror. With a hesitant step, Ben approached the RV, his senses alert to the inexplicable and macabre. As he peered through the glass, a sight that seared into his mind met his eyes, a ghastly tableau of horror. The interior bore witness to the chaos and violence that had unfolded within. Blood splattered the walls, a grim testament to a battle fought and lost. Then, from within the RV, emerged an undead creature, a grotesque mockery of life, driven by insatiable hunger. Its snarls reverberated through the stillness of the evening, piercing the tranquility of the landscape. Fear clenched Ben's heart, his instincts urging him to flee, to escape the clutches of this abomination that staggered towards him with relentless determination. With frantic urgency, Ben prepared his paramotor wing, hands trembling as he fastened the buckles and secured the lines. The moment of truth had arrived, a desperate struggle for survival. With a burst of adrenaline, he launched his paramotor into the air, its propeller slicing through the stillness like a harbinger of salvation. As the ground receded beneath him, Ben's heart pounded in his chest, mirroring the rhythmic beating of the paramotor's wings. The world below became a blur of fleeting images, trees, ravines, and the distant, haunting figure of the undead creature left behind. He soared above the treetops, desperately seeking the solace and safety that the heavens offered. In that moment, a paradox of emotions engulfed Ben, a maelstrom of terror and relief, gratitude and sorrow. The encounter with the undead had shattered the illusion of the serene landscape, exposing the harrowing truth that the world he knew had been irrevocably transformed. As the propulsive force of his paramotor carried him further into the sky, Ben stole one last glance at the RV and the creature that had emerged from within. Its snarls echoed in his mind, a chilling reminder of the impending darkness that enveloped the world. With every passing second, the distance between him and the horrors below widened, but the memory of that encounter etched itself deep within his psyche, forever altering the fabric of his reality. The undead apocalypse had begun, and Ben, with his paramotor as his savior, soared above the chaos, carrying with him the weight of the world forever changed. Chapter 3. Ben, age 43, stands at an imposing 6'2" with a strong, broad-shouldered build, befitting his traditional ideals of masculinity. His weathered features tell tales of resilience, with a face etched by both time and the challenges he has faced. His piercing blue eyes hold a steely determination, revealing a mind that is constantly seeking solutions. Ben's salt-and-pepper hair, neatly trimmed and parted to the side, adds a touch of sophistication to his rugged appearance, while his clean-shaven face reflects his commitment to discipline and order. Prior to the outbreak, Ben worked as a professor of history, seeking wisdom and knowledge through academia. As Ben soared back to his campsite in Big Bend National Park, a mix of relief and unease washed over him. The serenity of the surroundings juxtaposed with the lurking horrors that had revealed themselves in the form of the undead. With each passing moment, the world seemed to spiral deeper into chaos. Arriving at his camp, Ben surveyed the remnants of the previous night, a tent nestled amidst nature's embrace, its fabric fluttering in the breeze, and the smoldering remains of a fire, a mere memory of warmth and comfort. The picturesque landscape, once a sanctuary, now harbored an undercurrent of danger that threatened to consume everything he held dear. His heart pounded within his chest as he frantically sought to contact his wife, Catherine. The urgency to hear her voice, to ensure her safety, propelled his trembling fingers to dial her number. The phone call connected, and in that fleeting moment, a lifeline formed, connecting their hearts across the vast expanse of the unfolding apocalypse. Through the phone, their voices intermingled with a shared fear. Catherine's words pierced the air, recounting her own encounter with the undead, a chilling realization that mirrored Ben's own experience. Together, they wove a tapestry of survival, sharing their individual struggles, their yearning for solace in this ravaged world. Her voice relayed the news that she had managed to barricade herself and their son within the cabin, where meager supplies of food and water might sustain their existence. A glimmer of relief pierced through the darkness, but it was fleeting, for the phone line abruptly went dead, severing their connection. In a frenzied attempt to reach her again, Ben dialed her number repeatedly, desperately seeking a shred of communication in a world now devoid of it. But the phone lines remained silent, the internet connection lost, as if the very infrastructure of communication had crumbled under the weight of the unfolding apocalypse. With each failed attempt, Ben's fear and anguish intensified. The loss of contact with Catherine and the uncertainty that enveloped their connection plunged him into a profound sense of isolation. He was left to grapple with his own thoughts, with the haunting realization that the world as he knew it had fallen into darkness, severing the tenuous threads that once bound them together. In this moment of despair, amidst the remnants of his campsite, Ben stood alone, grappling with the harsh reality of a world in upheaval. The camp, once a sanctuary of tranquility and adventure, now echoed with the silent screams of a shattered existence. With uncertainty gripping his soul, he resolved to embark on a perilous journey, traversing the treacherous terrain in search of his family, a quest that would test his limits both physically and emotionally, and demand every ounce of strength and resilience that he possessed. Chapter 4. With a heavy heart and a sense of urgency burning within him, Ben swiftly packed up his camp, dismantling the tent that had once sheltered him under the starlit sky. He loaded his paramotor into the back of his truck, its presence a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness that threatened to consume the world. As he passed the Big Bend Visitor Center, an eerie silence hung in the air, punctuated only by the disheartening sound of gunshots. Ben's gaze fell upon the blood-stained corpses that littered the ground, a grim testament to the merciless chaos that had taken hold. The undead, their decaying visages contorted in twisted hunger, roamed the vicinity, a haunting sight that sent a shiver down his spine. The road ahead unveiled a landscape marred by the horrors of the unfolding apocalypse. Crashed vehicles, their twisted metal carcasses testament to a desperate scramble for survival, lined the sides of the road. Among them, the undead wandered aimlessly, their presence a constant reminder of the fragility of life. Ben's mind raced with thoughts of his wife and son, his determination to reunite with them fueling his every decision. With a plan taking shape, he set his sights on a journey northward. As he gripped the steering wheel, the weight of the world pressed upon his weary shoulders, his thoughts intertwining with the rhythm of the road. An internal monologue swirled within his mind, echoing through the confines of his truck.
Northward I travel, my heart filled with equal measures of hope and trepidation. The road stretches before me, a path fraught with danger, uncertainty, and the haunting presence of the undead. But I press on, for love is my compass, guiding me through this desolate landscape. With every mile that separates us, my longing grows, mingling with a fear that lingers, threatening to shatter the fragile threads that hold me together.
With a steadfast resolve, Ben accelerated along the desolate highway, his eyes fixed on the horizon. The path to El Paso, his gateway to the north, lay before him, offering a glimmer of hope in the midst of the encroaching darkness. As the miles unfurled beneath his tires, he steeled himself for the trials that lay ahead, praying that each turn of the wheel would bring him closer to his family, and that their reunion would mark a flicker of light amidst the shadows that consumed the world. And so, with determination, Benjamin Thompson embarked on a perilous journey, his foot pressing firmly on the accelerator as he raced toward a future uncertain, propelled by an unyielding spirit of survival. Chapter 5. As Ben's truck joined the bustling chaos of I-10, a disheartening sight unfolded before his eyes. The once bustling highway now lay strewn with abandoned vehicles, a testament to the desperation and panic that had swept through the land. Navigating through the maze of obstacles became increasingly challenging, forcing him to slow his pace and navigate with caution. Ahead, a mass of undead figures, their writhing forms blocking the path, posed an insurmountable obstacle. Ben's heart sank as he assessed the situation, recognizing the futility of attempting to proceed by road. The risks and uncertainties loomed large, threatening to derail his mission of reuniting with his wife and son. Weighing the options, a decisive realization crystallized within Ben's mind. The soaring wings of his paramotor presented an opportunity, a means to circumvent the dangers that lay in wait along the road. With a heavy sigh, he acknowledged the challenges that lay ahead, aware of the risks inherent in taking to the sky. In a calculated backtrack, Ben scoured the desolate surroundings until his gaze fell upon a small abandoned factory, an oasis of sorts amidst the chaos. Within its forgotten confines he found the solace he sought, a temporary sanctuary where he could modify his paramotor for the long and treacherous journey that lay ahead. Within the factory's dilapidated walls, Ben's hands deftly worked, tinkering and modifying his paramotor. With each adjustment, he sought to maximize its endurance, reliability, and speed, all while ensuring his own safety and survival. The hours melted away as he packed essential supplies, food, water, and tools, each item meticulously chosen to sustain him on his arduous journey. The echoes of solitude reverberated through the deserted factory as Ben's preparations took shape. A sense of purpose guided his every move, his mind focused on the reunion that awaited him. As the final rays of daylight danced through the broken windows, Ben stood before his modified paramotor, a testament to his unwavering determination and resilience. In the stillness of the deserted factory, he whispered a silent prayer, seeking strength and protection for the trials that lay ahead.